Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Saratoga Racecourse here on Saturday. It is the 24th of July, 2021. We're going to look at the stakes races on the program from Saratoga, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean around the world. Let's get to the stakes action, races 5 and 10. The fifth race, it is the Coaching Club American Oaks. It's a grade 1 event going for a purse of $500,000. Races for 3-year-old fillies. We have 4 horses, but it's how shall we say, a good quality group of 4 horses going the distance of ground of 1,800 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile 1/8, 1 lap around the Saratoga main track, 1,800 meters, a mile 1/8. And I show the diagram, just gives me a second to look down my notes, just bear with me. As a top selection, I'm going to take the 1-horse Malathat. We'll go 1-4-2 in the TriCash trifecta. 1-4-2 trifecta, top selection of 1-horse Malathat. This 3-year-old filly by Curlin, top lecture trains. John Velasquez gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 30th of April at Churchill, mile and 1/8 in the Kentucky Oaks, and this horse ran a game performance, winning by neck that day. She sat back early, slowly moved her way up, got the lead, and fought a good race with Search Results. Search Results looked like she can get by any second, but Johnny V just rode a terrific race. A little bumping, but she got the job done as the 5-2 favorite. An all-around great race for this horse. Two back, she ran the Ashland at Keeneland, mile 16th on the 30th of April, and she won by a head, and she changed the tactics that day. She came from quite far back, basically last that day, with the short run, didn't know that was allowed, excuse me. With the short run with that mile 16th stretch at Keeneland, you want to be quite close to the pace. And I remember watching the race thinking, she's probably not going to win come from where she was, but she still ran a terrific race, closing up from that race, far back with the mile 16th race to Keeneland. That was a very impressive race there. And then prior to that, she ran the 5th of December at Aqueduct, a mile and 1/8 on the stop in the Demoiselle. She won by 3/4 length, and from a strong position, she was stupidly wide, but she got the job done. A very, very good race there, and a good timed ride by Johnny. And then before then, attempted winning by 7 3/4 lengths as the even money favorite. That was a good race. It was good to see a Kentucky Oaks winner coming out of New York with the Demoiselle and the attempted 2 races that are always good races. But she's been training well here at Saratoga. Has the speed if she wants to use it. She's also versatile. She come from a little bit behind. 2 to 5. I would single her in the early pick 5. But to recount my selection for the 5th from Saratoga, it is the Grade 1 Coaching Club American Oaks. Let's take the 1-horse Malathat. We'll go 1-4-2 in the TriCash trifecta. So we're going to go to race number 10, which is a lot better betting race. The 10th race from Saratoga. It's the Crest Stakes. It's grade 3 event going for a purse $200,000. Race for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 6 horses heading to the Mellon Turf Course. The distance of ground here of 1,100 meters, or the distance of ground of 5.5 furlongs in the Mellon Turf Course. 1,100 meters, 5.5 furlongs. My top selection, we're going to go take the number 6 horse, Jakarta. I'm going to go 6-1-2-4 in the superfecta, 6-1-2-4 super. Top selection, 6 horse, Jakarta. My best bet of the day, 6-year-old mare by Bustin Stones. Mike Maker trains. Luis Saez gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 24th of June at Belmont. 6 furlongs in the inner turf course, an optional 100 claimer. And the horse finished 4th by 4 3/4 lengths. She didn't break that day out of the gate. She stumbled out of it, and I took a lot out of her because it took her a little time to get going. Hopefully a little better break here today where she could just sit a little bit closer from a strong. I don't think she's going to get the lead. I think there are a little faster horses early on in this race, but I think from a strong position in this race, I think it's going to suit up for her to run a really good race, but she's going to have to break today. That last race was a little disappointing. 2 back, she ran a licensed fee at Belmont, 6 furlongs on 30th of April, and she finished 8th by 5 3/4 lengths. She was with them early on, basically, running some easy fractions, but she just couldn't keep up late. The closers got to her. What can you do? She just had to slow it down there, and also with a quick turnaround from the previous race 3 weeks prior at Keeneland, 5.5 on a yielding turf course in the Giants Causeway. She finished 3rd by 5.5 lengths. She was a little bit wide that day, but she never quickened up and never weakened out of it. I think she might need the race there. And then prior to that, at Gulfstream, 1 mile on the grade 3 Honeyfax, she finished 4th by half a length, basically walking on the front end. She just couldn't keep the mile trip late. Got stormy, got to her there. And then prior to that, in the Aberdeenta at Gulfstream on New Year's, 5/8 a mile on the turf course. She finished 4th by 4.5 lengths. She was stupidly wide that day. Also, she didn't have the best beginnings, but she has some hidden form, like she did most recently in her most recent victory in the Claim and Crown Dash at Gulfstream, 5 furlongs, December the 5th, winning by 2 3/4 lengths from a wide post draw and from a strong position. She just won for fun. That was a very good race, earning 83 by her. She likes this turf course. She's 1-0 on it, but she ran this race last year where she ran a game 2nd place finish where she just got caught late, but she ran very well there. Coming here, training well off, a little bit of a refreshing at 6-1. I think this race is going to suit up for her. Let's use her here as a single in the late pick 4. But to recap my selection for the 10th from Saratoga, it's the grade 3 Caress. Let's take the 6th horse, Jakarta. We'll go 6-1-2-4 in the superfecta. So good luck, Twum. Please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5. Good luck, everybody.